You talk about some very specific ways to do this. Let's talk about a few of those. Let's start with eye-to-eye contact.
You know, that phrase, eye-to-eye contact, really comes from a custom. In South Africa, in the northern province of Natal, there is a way of greeting people that goes something like this. If I were to see you on the street, we're passing each other, but I see you first, I would say, in my native language, "Soyubono," which in English means, I see you. The response that you would make to me would be "Sikona," and that in English means, and I am here. I see you, I am here. The ability for someone to feel seen by you is the most important foundational principle in all interactions, and if I want to influence, the other person needs to know that I see them, who they are, what's important to them. So there is this sort of eye-to-eye as well as eye-to-eye contact that acknowledges, where I can acknowledge that that person matters so much to me that I'm willing to see their whole collection of assets, their whole suite of interests and needs and wants.
And the response is so powerful because it's also affirming that not only do you see me, I'm here. It's almost like I'm here for you, I'm here to reciprocate. It's a very powerful connection.
Right. I always say that one way to think about this is what you see is what shows up. So what are you seeing in that other person? Are you seeing their value, their worth, or are you seeing maybe what they might be a quart low in? Mm-hmm. And whatever you're looking at, again, shining the spotlight of attention, right? You know, that's what's going to really show up in terms of action.
Interesting. And the second one, listen softer.
You know, we have a man with a shell in his ear as the image in the book for this. And there is a real need to be totally receptive. So rather than listening to somebody, and we've all heard the adage, you know, most of us are trying to think about what we're going to say next rather than really listening. And so there's hard listening where I'm, you know, ready for bear, jump in there, you know, make my point, counterpoint. Mm-hmm. We're in this debate mode, conventional, or ABT insights. The more receptive I am, the more yes and I become. That's kind of an improv practice. You know, yes, tell me more, and let me build on that. So that is really what the softer has to do with. It's the ability to have permeable boundaries so the other person knows they have an influence.
And finally, what about being a quick change artist?
You know, I work with somebody, my partner, Judy Dubin, and I, for years, have watched her change her mind on a dime. And I really named this exercise in honor of Judy. She can be advocating very strongly, we should do it this way, this is a non-negotiable. And if somebody comes up with an idea that she finds interesting, she will become the advocate for the other point of view almost immediately. Like I was saying, should have had a V8. What I really mean is this. And so it's an amazing skill set, and it's amazing elixir for the relationship, because people always know that if they are able to let her see their point of view, she will be influenced, she's open to be influenced, and then they have an advocate on their side. So it's not that you do that every time, but that you have a pattern that allows the other people in your group to know, yep, they can be the advocate, and you can join forces with them and change your mind on a dime.
So how do we do this without being labeled wishy-washy or unable to make a decision or stick to an idea?
You know, again, it's a matter of proportion. And it's a matter of being able to go into inquiry so that if the idea being served up to you seems totally weird, out of the question, instead of judging it as weird or out of the question, you're going to kind of say to yourself, tell me more about that. You know, I can't even imagine that you're thinking that. What is behind that? And it's usually what's behind the idea that you can join forces with. And it's usually what's behind the idea that can really make something even better. And so it's not a matter of changing your mind just to earn people's, I'll say, goodwill. It's a matter of changing your mind when there's really something of substance there that you haven't seen yet, and acknowledging that.